Hey, yo, what's up? It's D's World, and what's up, everybody? The pimps in the house right there. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Alright, man, we got a reaction now. We got Perkins. He used to play right there for. We used to play right there for the Boston. When they won 2008, and he's talking about the center right there. That dude, he's back to back MVP, Joker, and he's just trying to say that it's racist because he might get back to back to back MVP. And I'm just gonna show a little clip right now, but I'm not gonna show with the video and stuff. I'm just listening to this one right now. Listen what he says, man.
When it comes to MVP voting, 80% of the voters are white American. 20% are others. I know that stat. If you want to talk about advanced stat, I do know that one. Now let's talk. When it comes
Yeah,
to
see that, man? This is what you hear all the time right there on ESPN. All the time. It's all about racist this, racist that, all the time, man. And you know what's crazy? Isn't it like 65% an American, it's white? Or inside American is white, 65. And then you have, I think it's 13% for black people. So that's way more people right there, populations, right? And that's crazy right there. I don't understand. See, all he does all the time, he's always on some bullshit all the time. And inside this, always about racist, always on this and this. But we're gonna react this right here. It's gonna be because we talk about the Joker again, right? It was like 2 days later. It was it was JJ Redick. Now JJ Redick, he's either hot and cold the way he is stuff, because when he makes a point sometimes, he always talks shit to people that's already Hall of Fame peoples that's from like the 50s and 60s. He's talking about people the 50s and 60s. There was pump plumbers and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, man, it's because they didn't have money at the time, man. You know. And then he was saying something from Larry Bird. He's not a great three pointer. But if he probably at the time, if they didn't have the check down and the different ways, because people was more physical the way it was, yeah, he had more space and he probably get way more shots all the time, for threes and everything from Larry Bird. So that's two things that I just heard from JJ Redick. But most of the time though, he's solid, man. He's solid. So we're gonna react this one. Let's see what happened, what they're saying about it. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all ready? Let go.
Stephen, I mean no offense to you, and I mean no offense to First Take, because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that are
Oh, look, he's mad. Look at him. He's like, oh man, come on, you don't understand how it feels. It's hard being me. Look, he's gonna start crying already, man. Perkins, man, dude. See, every time he always says some boo boo stuff all the time. Anyways, man.
favor white people. You just said that.
Yes, you did.
On
You did say
First
that.
Take, Fireworks Flew with JJ Redick,
what am I
Stephen A.
watching?
Smith, and Kendrick Perkins.
Yes, you did.
Let's see. Yeah, let's go.
Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick Perkins. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
You did say that.
I stated the facts.
No.
And you're not about to sit up
We all know what you implied the other day.
Yeah, because he's saying because he said, oh, he didn't win a championship, man. But I seen the little clip one time, and I'm just saying like, well, it don't go right there for the championship. You go from the season, right? So if he's first, second, or whatever he was, it's because you're the best player of that year for the whole team and everything. But he did. I think 2 years ago, that's when he had, or whatever he had. That's when what's his name was injured. I think it was Murray. Murray was hurt for the year for like almost 2 years, and he came back and he still took him right there. I think number 6 seed or something like that. And last year they were like number 1, number 2 right there, and they looked good right there, man. It was something like that, man. And look at this year, they're number 1, and this dude. All right, let's leave with this. My bad.
Jay, we all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated,
One at a time.
it's the fact.
One at a time.
It's the fact.
What's
It's
the fact? What's the fact? What's the fact?
In turn, Perkins erupted at Redick for what JJ felt was valid criticism of Kendrick's previous comments. Basically, here's what happened. Perkins accused Denver Nuggets center Nikola Jokic of stat padding. Thus, Redick went on First Take and was asked about Perkins's so-called stat padding argument.
And the best argument I can make of why this is such a ludicrous statement, they're 23-0 when he has a triple-double. Going back to last year, they won 28
and he's a
games
stat
in a
player.
row
And
when
he's
he
a
has a
stat
triple-double.
player.
You want a
too.
slap box? At least allow me to be on TV to be able to throw my jabs and
Man, he looked hella
Perkins
dirty.
didn't appreciate the comments and demanded they air it out on TV together.
When I look at JJ and I hear him talk because he's so big and analytical.
Hey man, if you look right there, see that's the same one right there. But look, if you see right there your suit, like if you took off, if it like I don't know, he probably just got there today right there. But if he put that on 2 straight days, it's gonna be hella dirty. He looks like it. He look like a dirty dude, man. He look dirty, motherfucker.
And he's a historian when it comes down to diving in deep and going back into history and talking about the evolution of the game. Why didn't he never bring up this in particular subject? When it comes down to guys winning MVP since 1990, it's only 3 guys that won the MVP that wasn't top 10 in scoring. Do you know who those 3 guys were?
Who were they?
Steve Nash, Jokic, and Dirk Nowitzki.
Oh,
no. What do those guys have in common?
What is it? I don't know.
I'll let it sit there and marinate.
You tell me, what does it mean?
Perkins was accusing the NBA and NBA media of racial bias in MVP voting. Thus, it set the scene for what we saw to open up this piece.
One thing we've learned from that is we can actually track which players create good shots for their teammates.
Oh, look at his
and
face.
Nikola Jokic is top 5 in shot quality created. So if you watch them play, Perk,
he can't take it, man, because he knows he's wrong. You know, that's how men are, though. If you're wrong, though, you're gonna be like, I'm still right, you know. And his shit, he's always on racist all the time. Look, he just put 3 people right there, and they're not American white people. There are global white people. You know, Nash is from Canada. You know, Dirk is he's Germany, and then you have Jokic, he's from European too. So, dude.
During the segment, Redick goes through how the numbers show Jokic is top 5 in shot quality created. In response, Perk pretends to be bored, closes his eyes, and pretends to fall asleep as well.
This idea that Dirk and Steve Nash were favored to win the MVP because they're white. First of all, you stop short at 1990. That was your cutoff point for players to win MVP not in the top 10 in points per game, which is a stupid stat to judge MVP on. This isn't middle school. 1990, Magic won it. 89, Magic won it. 87, Magic won it. 87, he was 10th. 89, he was 15th. 90, he was 18th. Okay?
Yeah.
We judge MVP year to year.
It was just a strange thing.
Here we go. Look at he don't. I don't know.
It was just a strange.
But why did you cut it off at 1990 though? Because that was convenient. That was convenient.
I'm just saying. Hold on, time out. It was just a strange
dude got
thing
cooked.
that it just happened.
No.
It was just a strange thing in 2006 when Kobe averaged 31.
Well, the thing with Kobe, though, everybody have to understand right there, man. It was from that thing happened in Colorado. I think that's what really happened right there, you know. And if you don't know what that is, you should go get it by yourself because it's a lot of things with him. You know, I feel that he was innocent, and he was innocent. I don't think he didn't go to jail or anything. But I think that's why voters, they kind of like put him in that kind of way because they don't want him to win because he was kind of like a villain for a couple years until he had Gasol and everything. But yeah.
When he was playing with Kwame Brown and Smush Parker,
and what was the
just
record that year? 42 and 40. They were 42 and 40.
So
let him speak.
Was he the most valuable player?
They made
They made the playoffs with that roster.
go with the
you take
playoffs.
Kobe off that team, they
Go
probably
with
win
the
8
playoffs.
games.
Go
Okay, so
something in
let's
the
make that very,
playoffs.
very clear. When it comes to MVP voting, 80% of the voters are white American. 20% are others. I know that stat. If you want to talk about advanced stat, I do know that one.
Which led to this quote, as
Yeah, man, look at him. He's just always on some boo all the time.
displayed on your screen, where J.J. Redick went over Kendrick Perkins' implications, which of course the former does not agree with. How about Redick pulling back the curtain on First Take while on air for First Take, condemning the show for pushing false narratives? We all understand the performative and theatrical aspect of First Take and other daily debate shows, but a panelist calling it out in real time was rather brazen. Perkins, however, maintained that he wasn't pushing a hot take, stating, "This is how a lot of former African-American players have been feeling for decades now." Above the original video, fellow sports media member Chris Williamson would write, "Racial bias definitely exists in the NBA and other leagues when it comes to how players are covered. Can't just dismiss that." Directed, of course, at J.J. Redick. The always insightful Bomani Jones would weigh in before Nash won his MVP. As I recall, the biggest voice to question whether race played a role in his candidacy was Bill Simmons.
Damn, look at all that.
My old buddy Dan, as in Levitard, made the same point and caught hell from colleagues. He goes on, "I mentioned that to say how white dudes receive white ball players can be a weird thing to untangle. Nobody patronizes white hoopers more than white dudes, but when they're excellent, well, that's a little different. It can sometimes go too far. When things get dissonant, and it sounds like white people are going a little far to hype up a white dude, well, yeah, some people are going to wonder what's going on. It wouldn't be an unfair question."
Nah, the only thing you just see all those European people, they're a little different, man. They're them dudes is all nice when they come over there and they start their stars and everything, because they have their fundamentals. You know, they go in the paint and they don't just hit freaking threes all the damn time, man. You know what I mean? That's a fact. You know, you seen people, look, I'm American, but it's kind of all the time. You seen a person, you seen Harden one time. I'm watching the game. This dude was like 13. I mean, he was 0-13 for the three, and then he finally got it. He finally got a three, and then after he's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even think about it." It's like, damn, man, why the hell he shot so many threes right there though? One time, that was maybe like years ago though, but that's what happens though, man. What the hell was gonna hit so many threes all the time? Go back to the paint. That's why you have all those people. They're just going over there and just go right to the paint, and they don't want to get hit. Yeah, so man, he cooked them. He cooked them bad. But all right, man, tell me what y'all think, man. All right, like.